What's up, everybody? And welcome back to our channel. So, we are back with another video. So, today I want to talk about a serious topic, something that I've been going through myself, and it's really starting to get under my skin. So, let's just dive right into it because I'm not going to keep this video long. And if it gets long, oh well, because you are still going to watch it. So a lot of people think that I look like a stud. And I caught myself looking at myself in the mirror a few times. And I was like, man, do I really look like a stud to them, And it's starting to really get to me because I don't label myself. I label myself as a no label, as you can see in the other videos. And the reason why I label myself as a no label is because I don't want them thinking that I'm one thing and then I'm not. And I turn out to be a whole nother thing. So, I don't understand why people think that I am a stud, because I am nowhere near masculine. Like, I am nowhere near. And a lot of people have passed me up. I'm telling you. Like, if I tell you how many people passed me up because they thought I was a stud, gots to be the most craziest people on the planet. And this is why we sometimes say looks does not matter. Looks does not always matter. It's the personality that matters. You could be passing up something different or something good by just focusing on looks. Now, I find it a little funny because I'm like, well, that's your loss, because there's other, people out here who are interested in people more, well, they're more interested in the personality more than the looks. And that's where you get your mind fucked up at. That's where you get your relationships fucked up at. And that's why they go wrong, because you're only focused on the looks. And when you just focus on the looks, their personality could be really, really shitty. You just never know what their personality is. Just because a person looks good does not mean that their personality is good. Okay? So, I'm going to say this again. I've been passed up because people think I'm a stud. And it kind of hurts my feelings. But when I come across those females who say I like all women, I respect them, because either way, you're still going to get vagina and pussy. So if you like vagina and pussy, it shouldn't matter what they look like. A lot of people can miss something good. They can miss some good ass pussy just because they're focusing on the looks. You just never know what that pussy tastes like. You feel me? You just never know. So, all this to say is, don't judge a book by its cover. Again, don't judge a book by its cover. Because everything that you're looking for could be in that person that you passed up. You just never know. And I caught myself asking myself, am I a stud? Am I missing something here? Or is it something that I haven't discovered in myself? And I thought about it. I was like, No, I'm just being myself. So I call myself a no label. And the minute I try to approach somebody, they be like, are you a stud or a femme? And it's sad that people have to ask that nowadays. But I understand you don't know if they're a stud or femme. But still, you don't have to ask that all the time. You should know. You should just know when you see them in person, or just based off the vibes that they give you, or just based off how they talk. In all honestly, and I'm very feminine. I like to get my nails done. I like girly stuff, One time I caught myself going in the men's section. But does that mean I'm a stud? No. I just like comfortable clothing, And I like the big shirts that they be having. And sometimes their jeans are very loose. And sometimes girl jeans are like very tight. And I'm starting not to like a lot of tight jeans. But guess what? I deal with it. But I'm starting to want to switch over to men clothes. Because it's comfortable. Not because I'm a stud or none of that. It's just because it's comfortable. Don't always focus on the clothing part. Focus on what's under the clothing part. I don't know. It just breaks my heart a little bit, that I have to go through this. Because I can take rejection, but it's just sad, what I have to go through. And I don't have any friends to go to about this, so this is another reason why I make this YouTube channel, because I feel like I can talk to you guys, my supporters or whatever, the few that I do have, and see what you guys think, And a lot of people say, well, you look like a stud based off of pictures and stuff like that. It's only because I have a short haircut. Now, see, this haircut does not mean that I'm a stud. It's just the haircut. And I see a lot of femmes with short haircuts like this. But I bet 9 times out of 10, they are not getting called a stud. But just because I have short hair, I'm getting called a stud. They don't see this, and they don't see this. They don't see that. They don't see this. They don't see none of that. And I feel like when somebody sees me in person, then they would be like, oh, she's not a stud. And it's sad that it has to take all that, I don't know. I'm just all over the place with this. Like, this is just things that I deal with. I don't know, like, I don't like labeling myself at all. And I don't like putting myself in a box, And it's hard because a lot of people in the LGBTQ community label themselves. And they put themselves in this box, and they're stuck because they're only focused on one label. Oh, I'm this, I'm this. When really they could be that. You get what I'm saying? So, I don't know, like, y'all gotta stop labeling, man. It's crazy because labels aren't everything. And labels can only last for so long, And Once you put a label on someone, you already put them in a category. And what if they don't want to be labeled in that category? What if you already offended them? Just by saying, oh, you're a femme. What if they're not a femme? What if they're not a stud? What if they're not a dyke? Because a lot of y'all like to call a lot of people dykes. And stop calling people dykes. Because they're 9 times out of 10, they're not dykes. They're still women. They still have boobs and a vagina. If you know what that is. If you don't, you need to go back to high school. Go back to health class or something. But, man, them labels be stressing me out. And I'll be catching myself sometimes labeling people. And I'm trying to get out of that habit. I call films. And I know I'm not supposed to do that. But, I mean, how else are we supposed to describe them, you know? But I don't think it's right. So I'm going to, challenge myself to not say, oh, that's a film, or, you know, I don't like films, or stuff like that. I don't know. Y'all really got to stop with the labeling shit. It's not cool, bro. It's not cool. And as I'm giving you this advice, I'm taking my own advice, because I am going to stop labeling people. I know I call studs, but that's what I was used to calling them. And that's what I was used to hearing, oh, that's a stud, you know? But I got to stop, and I got to realize what's underneath. And no matter if you call them a stud or not, there's still a woman. So, I don't know, man, labeling is so wrong in so many ways. But that's the only way we could describe people. That's sad. That's the only way we could describe people. And it shouldn't be that way, you know? And, man, it shouldn't be that way. Because now I feel like I'm put in this category where people call me a stud, and it's like, what the fuck? That's every time they say that, it's just like, what the fuck? I might as well be a stud. But I'm not going to be something that I'm not. So I'm not going to pretend that I'm something that I'm not. And because, I don't know, I'm not masculine at all. And for people to think that I'm masculine is kind of crazy, because they just need to see me in person. And man, oh man, if they see me in person, then they'll probably change their mind, you know? But, the things that I go through as a no label, sad, bro. But I don't know what I'm going to title this video, and this video is getting long, and I'm probably talking about nothing, but I hope I gave you guys some good advice in this video, and hopefully I didn't repeat myself too much in this video. And yeah, so that's the end of this video. Deuces.